Hello everybody, Anthony Aniano here from RotoBaller Radio and RotoBaller.com with a continuation in our fantasy baseball preview series. Hopefully you already saw our first base ADP analysis and breakdown. Today we take a look at the second base position, take a look at the RotoBaller rankings, some ADP values, and a breakdown of the good, the bad, and the ugly of the second base position heading into the 2023 fantasy baseball season. Folks, don't forget, sign up now for the MLB Premium Pass over at RotoBaller.com. Use the promotional code ACES. Save yourself some money at discount and get all sorts of great content and information, including our draft guide, our free lineup optimizers, our team sync tools, you name it. RotoBaller.com has it for you to help you prepare for your 2023 fantasy baseball draft. We start today with the elite level second baseman, and there's a few of them there. Those tier 1, tier 2 second basemen. Whether it's Marcus Semien, who's on top of our second base rankings, or the upside of Jazz Chisholm playing every day and moving to center field, Ozzie Albies, hopefully healthier than he was last year, and of course the veteran Jose Altuve. Those four round up that tier 1, tier 2 section of our second base rankings. Jose Altuve is currently ranked number 2 on the RotoBaller.com rankings. Overall ranking, player 36. Currently, round 4.6. In the NFBC, his ADP sits at player 25. Last season, a standard Jose Altuve season. In 525 at-bats, he hit 300. The home runs remain steady at 28. 57 RBIs, batting from that lead-off spot. 103 runs scored. You love that. Anytime somebody's getting you over 100 runs scored, you got to be in line with that, and you expect that to continue with that Houston Astros lineup. What was the pleasant surprise last year for Altuve was the return of the stolen base. 18 stolen bases last season. The last time he had over 15 steals was back in 2017. That knee is healthier, and as you saw last year, he's running more. Could potentially run more this season with the limited amount of pickoff throws pitchers will have with the new rule changes. Okay, weighted on base average was an astounding 397. Batting average on balls in play, 315. And the strikeout rate remained elite level at only 14%. Let's just be honest. Whether it's Altuve, Marcus Semien, who got off to a slow start last year, but was terrific when you look at the numbers at the end of the year, and the upside of a Jazz Chisholm and an Ozzie Albies when healthy, those four players are really can't-miss players at the second base position. My second baseman, he's I'll put him under the category of underappreciated. And that's Andres Gimenez of the Cleveland Guardians. Ends up being the big piece that Cleveland got in the Francisco Lindor trade with the New York Mets. Still only 24 years old, but entering his 4th season in the league. Now, 2 seasons ago, his first season with Cleveland didn't go well, struggled mightily. Well, last season, he returned the investment on that Lindor trade tenfold. Let's just say that. RotoBaller has him ranked as second baseman number 6. But the truth of the matter is, if he improves on his numbers just a little bit, he's a top 3 second baseman by the end of the season. Overall ranking is 92, currently going in round 10. If I get Andres Gimenez in round 10, sign me up. I'm all in for him as my second baseman. NFBC ADP has him as overall player 97. Now, last season had a 371 on base percentage, up from 282 the year before that. A 297 batting average last year, made the All-Star game, if you remember. I mean, when you see an on-base percentage jump from 282 to 371, for a young player at 24 years old, those are the steps you just love to see him take. And what I also love is that power-speed combo he provided. 17 home runs and 20 stolen bases. In a league, like I mentioned earlier, without the shift, in a league now with limited pickoff attempts allowed per runner on first base, this booms well for Andres Gimenez in terms of batting average, power, and stolen bases. 69 runs scored last year, 66 runs scored, 69 RBIs, and like I said, those 20 stolen bases. Strikeout rate decreased. 2 years ago, it was 25.1%. Last year, down to 20.1%. Everything went in the right direction. On base percentage up, strikeout rate down, power, speed up. Everything you want to see from Andres Gimenez is what you got from him last season. In 3 major league seasons, he now has 39 stolen bases. Okay, overall on the season. You're looking at a player at this point who can give you 15 plus home runs, 20 plus steals, respectable batting average, terrific on base percentage, and some runs scored. Andres Gimenez, running back 6 in the RotoBaller rankings, going currently round 10. It's a winning draft pick, if you ask me. My third second baseman is the rebound. Does he come back? I say yes, and that's Brandon Lowe of the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, there's flaws with Brandon Lowe. Strikes out a bit last season, though, was better than in years past, and he is coming off an injury. Last season, only 65 games last year. Let me phrase it that way. 247 at bats, okay, and hit 221 on the season last year with 8 home runs, 25 RBIs, and 31 runs scored. Now, the season before that, in 2021, those power numbers were elite level with 39 home runs, 99 RBIs, 97 runs scored. Brandon Lowe last year suffered a lower back injury. If you've ever had a lower back injury, the idea of twisting, like swinging a bat, sounds like a god-awful idea. So Brandon Lowe was limited to only 65 games last season. Over a full season, like he was in 2021, this is arguably the best power-hitting second baseman in baseball. When you add in the fact that last season, in 2022, he struck out 22.9% of the time. 2021, he struck out 27%. So in that elite power year, he still struck out a lot. Last season, amongst all his struggles, he was able to decrease that strikeout rate. Now, unlike Andres Gimenez or any of the elite level second basemen, you're not going to get much speed out of him. Only 1 stolen base last year. But again, that power, that 30 home run power, that 90 RBI power, and if he gives you the right side of 240, 250, you'll take it with the power opportunity for Brandon Lowe. Draws a lot of walks. On-base percentage is always decent. Brandon Lowe, current NFBC ADP sits at 145. Currently going round 16 in drafts. Sign me up. Round 16. You get 30 home runs in round 16. You got to take advantage of that. Up next is my breakout candidate at the second base position, and that's third-year player for the Cincinnati Reds, Jonathan India, 26 years old. Ranked number 11 on RotoBaller.com at the second base position. Overall, player 166. Currently going in the middle of round 17. Terrific value for a guy who could give you 2020 type of production like Jonathan India. Currently, his NFBC ADP sits at 196. Now, last season was slowed by injury. Only 386 plate appearances. Hit 249 with 10 home runs and 3 stolen bases. 41 RBIs, 48 runs scored. Strikeout rate was acceptable. It was under 22%. But that rookie season, I can't forget that in 2021 when he hit 269, 20 points higher than last year. 21 homers, 69 RBIs, 98 runs scored at the top of that Reds lineup, and 12 stolen bases. That 2021 season, he played in 150 games. You saw production that excited you. You saw the ability to be 2020. You saw a guy hit just under 270 and just miss 100 runs scored. Last season, only played in 103 games, was banged up all year. You saw the power cut in half. You saw the speed come down. You saw the batting average drop 20 points. At 26 years old and only his third year in the league, I don't believe what we saw last year is the norm. I think the norm is his rookie year and better. So don't be afraid in round 17 as second baseman number 11 to grab Jonathan India. And finally, my late round value pick, whether he's a second baseman or a middle infielder for you, Thairo Estrada of the San Francisco Giants is elite type of value. Currently as second baseman 17, overall pick 196, and currently going middle of round 20. Again, 26 years old, 2 seasons with the Yankees as a kind of utility player type of role. His first season with the Giants, similar limited at-bats. Last season gets a full-time shot at the second base position for the San Francisco Giants. 488 plate appearances, hits 260, and the power, speed, production is Andres Gimenez-like, just with a lower batting average. Remember, Gimenez hit 297. Estrada hit last season, only hit 260, which is still better than the league average. However, 14 home runs, close to Andres Gimenez's 17. 21 stolen bases, one more than Andres Gimenez. struck out only 16.5% of the time. Mixon 62 RBIs, 71 runs scored. You've got a 15-15 candidate with a decent batting average being drafted in round 20. Sign me up, whether you want to wait for the second base position and grab him, or grab a second baseman earlier and put Estrada in your middle infield position. If you could go 15-15 there, you have to do it, okay? So take advantage. 2 seasons with the 49ers, doesn't strike out a ton. 17.4%, 16.5%, significantly lower than his stint with the New York Yankees. So in summary, at the second base position, you have the elite, the Jose Altuve. You have the underappreciated Andres Gimenez. You have the rebound candidate in Brandon Lowe. You have the breakout candidate in Jonathan India. And you have that late round value play in Diego Estrada of the San Francisco Giants. As always, folks, give me a follow on Twitter at Aniano Fantasy. Head over to RotoBaller.com. Check out all the great content there, like I mentioned at the start. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Download the RotoBaller app for free for all the latest news and information. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.